Hi there, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling, the Business Psychologist at Tap the Potential. I had shared in the Pumpkin Planners Rock Facebook group a couple days back how I'm working on a project currently that I consider to be the culmination of 5 years of pumpkin planning. You see, I was the first Prevendus strategist as soon as Mike and Donna opened up the program and said they were going to train coaches how to deliver the pumpkin plan to help business owners. I totally jumped on board with that. What I want to share with you today is what I've learned, not so much from pumpkin planning my clients' businesses, but pumpkin planning my own business. I did the wish list interviews very early on, and it was, first off, a little intimidating to ask these really big questions that are on page 136 in the pumpkin plan. They're gold. The answers that you get from your top clients to these questions, pay attention to what they're saying to you. Now, one of the things that I have learned after having taken so many clients through doing the wish list interviews with their own clients and customers is that it can be intimidating when you hear your top clients' responses to those questions. Sometimes there's challenges that they're bringing up that you can't solve, and that's exactly what I encountered when I asked those wish list questions. I was hearing my clients talk about they really needed good employees. They couldn't grow their businesses without hiring good employees, and they didn't think they could get them. And I actually believed them. I totally bought in hook, line, and sinker that this is a challenge. There are no solutions. We were in a small town in a rural area, and I just kind of believed the idea that because we're in a small town in a rural area, you can't get good employees. One morning I woke up, and you know how sometimes you have this transition from sleep to wakefulness, and occasionally good ideas happen in that moment. Well, I had one of those, but it wasn't an idea. Instead, it was a question, and that question was, what if it's not true? What if it's not true that because we're in a small town and rural area, you can't find good employees? That one question put me on a quest to see if I could find small business owners who actually had good employees in their business. And I thought, if I can find them and then I can get them to tell me what they did to get those employees, maybe I can find patterns and maybe there are solutions. And sure enough, I interviewed lots of small business owners who had good employees in their business, and there are solutions. I've written a book with those solutions. I have a whole online course on how to hire the best employees, howtohirethebest.com. It's a free masterclass. You'll love it. Anyway, back to the pumpkin planning piece. When I started pumpkin planning my business, if you'd have told me I was going to write this book about how to hire great employees, I would have said you're nuts, because I didn't think there were solutions. And now here I am today, 5 years later, and I'm writing my next book, which culmination of 5 years of pumpkin planning. And that book is The 4-Week Vacation. Now, this is not the actual book. This is more like a journal where I'm documenting my clients' journeys. Those clients that I have who have committed to taking a 4-week vacation sometime in the next year to 18 months. They've made the 4-week vacation pledge. As a matter of fact, they've signed my book. We have signatures here. Mike McCallowitz said he's going to write the foreword to my book. It says so right here. It's going to happen. What I'm documenting here, though, is the real life journey of business owners and what really happens in a business once you fully commit to taking that 4-week vacation. But when I started this process of pumpkin planning my business 5 years ago, I was seeing my clients working constantly. They were chained to their business. They couldn't be away. They're constantly on the phone, we didn't do so much texting back then, but it's become more and more of a problem. And I just thought, this is crazy. This is not healthy. As a psychologist, I know this is not healthy for us to be working this hard. There has to be a different way. And over the years, I have been piecing together the solution for how to make a 4-week vacation happen. And now we have the pumpkin plan. We have profit first. We have how to hire the best. I have all the pieces for the solution. I know it can be done. I know how to make it happen. I've done it in my business. I took a 9-week maternity leave and I was able to be away and the business functioned. Not perfectly, there were problems, but good enough. And I know if I had continued, and I am continuing to improve on it, I could take a 4-week vacation whenever. And I'm actually going to take one very soon this year. So what I want to say to you is, number one, have the courage to do those wish list interviews with your clients, because what you're going to hear is pure gold. And then number two, when you hear the big challenges and you feel like, I can't fix these for my clients and customers, there's nothing I can do for them on these issues, change that and just ask, what if? What if I could? And how could I? And just start looking for what possible pieces of the solution are out there, because it will totally transform your business and your life. So that's what I would love to hear from you on. What are the big challenges that your giant pumpkins in your business are telling you that they have? And what is the impact it would have on them and their lives if you solved those challenges for them? And then in turn, what impact would it have on you and your business when you come up with those solutions? Please share your comments and answers. I'd love to hear. Bye for now.